Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a time, maybe not that long ago for some of us, when your phone wasn't, this magic portal to every single restaurant menu, review, delivery
Oh, you
option.
couldn't just tap an app and expect dinner to show up.
Exactly. So, what if I told you that way back, over a decade and a half ago, an early pioneer was quietly building a digital menu guide, really ahead of the curve in one specific place, trying to solve this exact problem?
Hmm.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a really fascinating piece of digital history, havamenu.com, and it's pronounced havamenu.com.
Okay. Have a menu. Makes sense.
Yeah. It's a look at the sort of genesis of online restaurant aggregation, local digital marketing. And it all started with this simple, powerful question. What are you hungry for?
And what's so compelling here, I think, is how this venture aimed to solve a very, very tangible problem. For consumers, sure, but also for local businesses.
Right?
It was leveraging the internet when, many local spots were still firmly rooted in traditional advertising. Think phone books, print ads,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, the Yellow Pages era.
Exactly. So we're going to explore havemenu.com's, well, ambitious vision. It's a pretty unique business model. And the early challenges and surprising successes it faced, all rooted in Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
A specific community.
hmm It's really a snapshot of a foundational moment in how we digitally dine today.
So our mission today is to dig into the original documents we have from havmenu.com. We want to extract not just the facts, but the key insights, reveal its early digital footprint and the, frankly, visionary thinking behind it all.
Yeah, visionary is a good word for it.
Get ready to discover some real aha moments about how these online services truly began to shape our dining experiences and maybe how much foresight some entrepreneurs actually had back then. Okay, so let's set the scene. havamenu.com officially launches September 2008, Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And like we said, that core slogan, "What are you hungry for?" It wasn't just catchy.
No, it's more than that.
It was a direct address to a common, daily dilemma for everyone there, residents, visitors.
And that slogan, it just perfectly encapsulates their whole approach.
Yeah.
havemenu.com was positioned very explicitly as a first of its kind there in Lake Havasu, founded by Sean Rouse.
Right.
At a time when getting a local menu online was often, well, frustrating. Maybe you'd find a blurry PDF somewhere on an old website. Maybe.
If you were lucky.
Yeah, if you were lucky, more likely, nothing at all. So Have a Menu offered this truly revolutionary proposition,
Hmm.
a free online menu guide for all the local eateries.
All of them.
All of them. And this was a direct, conscious contrast they made this point to other services that expect payment in return for menu advertisement, that no-cost entry. That was kind of genius for getting market penetration.
And they really, really committed to that free aspect for the restaurants. havmenu.com would post the name, address, phone number, the full menu, all online. And they stated explicitly, 100% free, no catch, no obligation, and no strings. They actively encourage restaurants, hey, send us your menu updates. But here's the part that really gets me, considering it was free. If a restaurant only had, say, a physical menu board, like a marquee, havamenu.com would actually send staff out to physically photograph it.
No way.
Yes. And then type up the entire menu for the website. Again, all completely free. Just think about the labor involved in that.
That's incredible. For a free service, that's dedication. It really connects back to the bigger picture, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it wasn't just about providing information. It was about centralizing it, like in a way that hadn't been done locally before. For the Lake Havasu community, it aimed to be a genuine one-stop source.
Right. Find menus, addresses, phone numbers, all in one place.
Exactly. Residents, visitors, easy access. It felt almost like a public service. Providing what the founders clearly believed the restaurants in the community needed, something beyond just the few places that could maybe afford a big Yellow Pages ad.
Yeah, you can imagine the frustration before that.
Huh.
Flipping through paper menus, making calls.
Or just guessing where to go. Menu really filled this, gaping void for everyday dining decisions back then.
Okay, so an incredibly generous start. Community-focused, free listings, even free menu typing. But, any business, free, can only go so far. It needs a path to revenue.
Absolutely. Sustainability is key.
So here's where it gets really interesting. How did havmenu.com actually plan to make money? The sources we have show a surprisingly sophisticated advertising model, built squarely on this concept they called target marketing.
Indeed. And the materials from Menu itself, they lay out this clear, almost Prescient distinction between target marketing and mass marketing.
Okay.
They define target marketing as, getting your message to a smaller, more refined group, people with a significantly higher chance of actually becoming paying customers, which ultimately means less cost per customer for the advertiser.
Makes sense. More efficient.
Exactly. And Havamenu claimed even early on that hundreds of people visit Havamenu every day, every time they are hungry, making it, in their pitch, the ideal platform for this kind of precise, cost-effective targeting.
So the idea is you're reaching people right at the moment they're deciding where to eat.
Precisely. What's truly remarkable here is how Havamenu, back in 2008, was already articulating these core principles of digital advertising, things that underpin today's, multi-billion-dollar ad tech world.
Like intent-based targeting.
Exactly. They intuitively grasped the immense value of reaching people exactly when they're hungry. Long before we had all the sophisticated algorithms of today, it wasn't just a sales pitch. It feels like a really foundational insight into digital consumer behavior.
And they contrasted that really effectively with mass marketing, right? Like direct
Um,
mailers, billboards, local paper ads.
Yeah, the scattergun approach.
Right. Trying to hit as many people as possible, but knowing the conversion rate would be really low, costing more per actual customer. They even pointed out, like with a direct mailer, maybe half the people interested forget about your ad by the time they're actually hungry again.
That's a good point.
So the Havamenu pitch was just incredibly powerful in its simplicity. Every single visitor to havmenu.com is there to make a choice on where they are going to spend their money that evening or that weekend. That specific intent, that's gold for an advertiser.
That direct intent, that's what gave their paid advertising its potential value. And to monetize that audience, they offered several distinct ad options, and they structured them pretty cleverly to incentivize commitment.
Yeah, the rate cards really lay it out. Their top package was featured restaurants. That was $125 a month, but you had to commit to at least 6 months.
Okay, so a minimum term.
Yeah. And it wasn't just a basic ad, it was pretty comprehensive. A picture of the place, a description, its own separate webpage with a color menu, room for specials, a map, coupons.
Coupons are key.
Definitely. And a link to the restaurant's own site if they had one. Plus, crucially, you'd be featured on the homepage and one category page. Want more categories? That was an extra $20 a month per category.
Seems reasonable.
And they had the smart offer for new places, restaurants under a year old. They got 3 months free.
Oh, a nice incentive.
But they had to agree to provide an exclusive havmenu.com coupon. Brilliant, right? Gets new businesses on board, drives early user engagement through the coupon.
That's really clever, using exclusivity. And what's fascinating, too, is how they layered on more incentives for longer commitments.
Tell me about that.
Well, if you signed up and paid for 3 or 6 months up front, Havamenu would blast out your coupons via email to 4,000 Havasu addresses each month.
Wow, 4,000 emails back then. That's early email marketing.
Absolutely. Direct promotion. And if you went even longer, say 6 or 12 months paid up front, they up the ante again. They would actually produce a video commercial to be played on havamenu.com and havasuvideonews.com.
Video commercials, too.
Yeah. So these weren't just simple listings. They were bundling services, offering these integrated digital marketing packages years before most local businesses really grasped the power of online video or targeted email.
Yeah.
It's almost like an early local digital agency split into a directory service.
So for the restaurants, what's the bottom line, beyond just getting listed online?
Well, increased customer traffic, hopefully, from people who are actively looking to spend money on food right now.
Right. That targeted intent again.
Exactly. But also, there was a tangible cost saving they pitched. Restaurants could potentially print fewer of those physical to-go menus.
Ah, good point. Those aren't cheap.
Right. Instead, they could just refer customers to havamenu.com. Patrons could view, save, print the menu themselves whenever they wanted. It addressed a practical pain point for both the business and the customer.
Okay, but launching something this new, different in 2008.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been all smooth sailing. There must have been skepticism, challenges.
Oh, absolutely. Building any new digital platform has growing pains. And we actually have this really telling piece of early feedback from a Dennis Rudin in August 2008. He found the concept very exciting, but he also very candidly questioned the pricing and the strategy.
Okay, so what were his concerns?
It really boils down to that crucial question. How do you sell a novel digital advertising idea against established, proven methods? Especially when you're a startup with, frankly, no track record yet.
Right, the trust factor.
Exactly. Rudin's email just highlights this fundamental friction perfectly. He noted the prices he mentioned, seeing $300 a month on one rate card, seemed very high for a, quote, startup website with no hits history.
Ouch.
Yeah, and he directly compared it to the local phone books. He argued they offered a proven track record history. They were in every hotel and home, and you could get like a 2-page color menu and ad for approx $65 a month.
That's a tough comparison to beat on price and perceived reach.
Totally. Imagine trying to explain the value of web traffic, this invisible digital thing, to a small restaurant owner who trusts the physical directory they've used for years. Rudin just perfectly articulates that skepticism about digital's sort of unproven potential at the time.
And he didn't just question the price right, he pushed them on marketing.
He did. He pressed Sean Rouse on a critical point. How exactly did Havamenu plan to market it, to drive people to the website? Where were those advertising dollars going?
Good question.
Yeah, he rightly pointed out that just setting up a website itself wasn't the costly part. The real value, the real expense, would be in building that audience, getting those hits he mentioned. He was essentially asking for their user acquisition strategy.
Which is still the make or break question for online platforms today.
Absolutely. And this is where we see the Havamenu team responding proactively. They clearly understood they needed to build trust and show value.
So how did they respond?
Well, the sources show they didn't just sit back. They invested in marketing across different channels. They advertised on local media like a show called Speak Out, and they took out a full-page ad in a publication called Ads Pay. So using traditional local marketing to drive people online.
Smart. Meeting people where they were.
Right. And to address Rudin's point about transparency and hits, they offered to share free web reports with restaurants. Show them the data. Who's viewing what restaurants and who is not being viewed? Giving advertisers that crucial feedback loop.
Okay, building credibility with data.
Exactly. And they did something else really clever to boost consumer engagement directly. They ran a Havamenu.com sweepstakes.
Oh, what was the prize?
A chance to win $500 or more, the fine print said, up to $1,000. But here's the catch. You had to eat at 10 different Havamenu-listed restaurants within 3 months and spend at least $50 at each one.
Wow. That's gamification, basically, and loyalty building.
Totally. Long before those were common buzzwords, it incentivized people to explore different restaurants listed on the site and spend significant money. Really smart.
Okay, so they're putting in the effort, free listings, a sophisticated ad model addressing concerns, marketing, running contests. Did it actually work? Did people use the site?
Well, we have site analytics from August 2008, right near the start, through August 2009. And honestly, they tell a really compelling story of early, rapid growth.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so unique visitors, that's individual people, grew from about 398 in August '08
Okay, starting point.
to 2,309 in August '09. In just 1 year.
That's a pretty big jump.
It is. And total visitors, counting every visit, went from 540 to almost 2,925 in that same period. That's significant growth for a local site in its first year.
Definitely feels like traction.
Yeah. And the documents boast even more. Things like an average of 68 new households every day visiting the site and an 8% growth of returning consumers month over month. We even have specific charts showing returning visitors soaring from 174 in September '08 way up to 1,174 by June '09.
So people weren't just checking it out once, they were coming back.
Exactly. It shows sustained engagement, real adoption within the community. They weren't just curious, they found it useful. So much so that by January 2009, less than 6 months after launch, Havamenu felt confident enough to claim it was beginning to be used by every household and cell phone with internet access in Lake Havasu City.
That's a bold claim, but the numbers suggest they were definitely onto something big locally.
It's a testament to solving a real need and executing pretty effectively in what was still a pretty nascent digital market, especially locally.
This journey is fascinating enough just as a menu guide becoming a local hub. But here's where, for me, it gets even more interesting. It hints at a truly prophetic vision.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
While Havamenu started as a way to view menus, some of the documents we found hint at something much broader, much more ambitious. As we were digging through these records, these particular forms just jumped out. They completely changed how we saw Havamenu's potential endgame.
What were they?
Order forms for something called LazyDayDelivery.com, but prominently displaying the Havamenu.com logo and contact info.
LazyDayDelivery.com. Linked to Havamenu.
Directly linked.
Okay, wow. That is a game changer. That suggests a massive evolution.
Yeah.
Right, from just providing information to actually facilitating the transaction. Delivery.
Exactly. These phones aren't ambiguous. They have fields like deliver to, delivery total, driver, restaurant order time, delivery time. This isn't just about looking at menus anymore.
No, this is logistics, operations.
It strongly suggests Havamenu was either running or very closely tied to a local restaurant delivery service. We're talking years before DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub became household names.
That's incredible. Think about the complexity back then.
Right. In 2008, 2009, the tech we take for granted now, ubiquitous smartphone GPS for drivers, sophisticated dispatch software, easy cashless payments.
None of that was really there. Not in an integrated, easy-to-use way.
So they were trying to solve this complex last-mile delivery problem, potentially with much more rudimentary tools.
It suggests an almost audacious level of foresight, trying to coordinate orders, drivers, payments across multiple restaurants across the city without a slick app interface, without real-time map tracking for everyone involved.
The logistics must have been a nightmare.
Monumental. How do they handle order accuracy? Keeping food hot or cold? Route optimization? Driver management? Customer service issues? They were essentially building the foundational bricks for what would become a multi-billion-dollar industry, both 2008 tech and presumably without massive VC funding.
It really puts into perspective how these seemingly small local ventures might have been tackling huge problems way ahead of their time.
Absolutely. This expansion, or planned expansion, into delivery, it indicates this deep foresight into the full, comprehensive digital dining experience. It wasn't just about choosing the food online. It was about getting the food delivered. That focus on ultimate consumer convenience.
Okay, wow. We have definitely unpacked a lot today. From this simple idea in Lake Havasu City, 2008, answering, "What are you hungry for?" to a rapidly growing online menu guide, this really sophisticated advertising model, and then this glimpse into early restaurant delivery. Havamenu.com, have-and-menu.com, it gives us this fantastic detailed snapshot of digital innovation happening at the local level.
It really does.
It's a real testament to that ingenuity of spotting an unmet need and just leveraging the internet, even in its relatively earlier days, for widespread local use.
And if you connect it to the bigger picture, the Ava menu journey just perfectly highlights those fundamental challenges, but also the immense opportunities that any early adopter faces in a new tech landscape.
Like what specifically?
Well, that careful balancing act, right? Between offering a compelling free service to get users hooked
Get the eyeballs.
and then building a sustainable revenue model on top of that. And crucially, it shows that uphill battle of educating a market, trying to convince local businesses about the value of a digital presence when online wasn't the default yet, and digital advertising was far from, universally understood or trusted.
Yeah, that skepticism Dennis Rudin expressed was probably pretty common.
I'd imagine so.
So this deep dive, it really showcases that entrepreneurial spirit, that vision that often starts hyper-locally but can have wider ripples. And it leaves you with this really intriguing question, doesn't it?
It is.
How many other local digital pioneers like havmenu.com were out there, laying the groundwork, maybe even unknowingly, for the services we now consider totally essential, quietly shaping our future from these unexpected corners?
Indeed. And consider the immense value in understanding these foundational efforts. It's such a powerful reminder that even seemingly small local ventures can offer profound insights into the broader evolution of technology, of consumer behavior, of entrepreneurial foresight. It really encourages you to think, what other early versions of today's big ideas might still be out there, maybe documented, maybe just remembered. These stories waiting for us to uncover and really appreciate their contributions. Food for thought, you could say.